For this tutorial, you will need your selected yarn. I'm using Bernat Velvet. I would definitely recommend a chunky or bulky yarn for this project, and the velvet yarns are especially good for the scrunchies as well. But Bernat Velvet is what I'm using today. This is absolutely gorgeous yarn. I'm going to be using a 6mm crochet hook. The yarn actually recommends a 6.5, but I'm going to size down just for this scrunchie. You will need your bobbles. Now I'm using these smaller ones, but obviously if you have thicker hair, you can use the thicker ones, but you can use whichever you want to choose. You will also need a pair of scissors and a darning needle for sewing in your ends. I will leave a link in the description box below this video of where you can find the written instructions for this, so make sure that you check that out. Also, if you like my videos, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, leave me a comment, and don't forget to subscribe to keep up to date with all of my latest videos. Once you have subscribed, you can also click that bell button and you'll be notified of when my videos go live. Okay, let's get started. So to begin, we're going to make our slip knot, leaving a really nice long tail end for sewing in, and then we're going to insert our crochet hook into here. This is where we then want to take our bobble, and we're going to attach this to the bobble itself. So you want to take your hook and go into the bobble and then bring that yarn through like so. So you've just pulled up a loop, and then you're going to pull that through like so, and then you can go ahead and chain 2. So we've just made our beginning stitch just here. Now if you want to make sure this is extra secure, what you can do is just make a little knot in your yarn just here, and then that just adds a little bit extra to your security just there. Okay, so what we're going to do is just do one round of stitches. So this is super easy. We're going to be doing a treble crochet, which is a UK term. In the US, this is known as a double crochet. So what you want to do is yarn over, go into the bobble, so under the bobble, yarn over and pull through. You'll have 3 loops on the hook, yarn over and pull through 2 loops, and then yarn over and pull through 2 loops. So there you have a treble crochet. So we're just going to work our way all the way around doing these treble crochets, or double crochets if you're in the US. But you just have to be careful of one thing, that you're not pulling too tight on your bobble itself, because we want to keep it fairly loose so that we get the scrunchy kind of feel to these stitches. So you're going to just treble crochet all the way around. Now the amount of stitches might be different for everyone. It just depends on how big your bobble is and how much scrunch, I guess, you want to your scrunchie. So I'm going to go ahead and work my way all the way round, doing treble crochets around the bobble until I meet myself at the beginning. As I say, you want to make sure that you're doing this so that you're not pulling too tight on the bobble, but we want to get enough of a ruffle around the edge. So I'm going to go ahead, work my way round, and I'll meet you back in just a moment. Okay, so I've just worked my way all the way round, and I have done 65 treble crochets, including the chain 1, around that bobble, and that's enough to not stretch the bobble itself, but also give a really nice ruffle around the edge. Then what you want to do is simply find the very first stitch, which can be a little bit difficult in the velvet yarn to find the chain of the stitch, but we want to find that very first initial chain 2 and insert your hook into the top of the chain, yarn over and then pull through. You want to snip off your yarn, leaving a really long tail end. And what we're going to do here is sew in our ends. Now we have to be careful when we're doing this, because obviously with the nature of how you're going to be using your scrunchie, you're going to be stretching it. So you don't want to make this too tight within the scrunchie itself. So I'm going to go ahead and thread up my darning needle. And then you want to go into the stitches, weave in and out a good few inches, and pull that through. And then you want to give it a pull so that it's not too tight and sitting in there too tightly. Then you want to go back the opposite way, weaving in and out. And then pull through. And then pull again. I'm just going to pull that through slightly more. And then back the other way for the rule of 3, making sure this is nice and secure into the scrunchie. Now again, you can actually go ahead and put a little knot in there if you want to. It's totally up to you. It just depends on how safe you feel that's nice and secure in there. So I'm just going to pull that round. Just like so, and then snip off my yarn. And there we have one side in there. Now we want to take the other side and we're going to go along the base of the bobble with this one. Now we already did a little bit of a knot in that one, so that one is slightly more secure already. Bring that through, and then we're going to follow along the base of the bobble. A good few inches round, just to make sure it's nice and secure. So just keep going through. Even though you're following along with the bobble, you might want to just weave in and out the yarn slightly, just to make sure it's nice and secure. And then I'm going to pull that and then just go back the other way. I'm just going to go twice with this one. Snip off the yarn. And there we have our velvet scrunchie. So I really hope that you have enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, make sure you give me a thumbs up and leave me a comment in the comment section. Don't forget there are written instructions for this on my blog. I will leave a link in the description box below. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't subscribed already, and I shall see you again next time. Bye!